Hi guys. Okay, we are in the second day of our prep week. I am dealing with some technical issues because I got a new phone, and if you've ever gotten a new phone before, then you know it sounds nice, but then when you do it, then it causes a lot of troubles. Oh goodness, so jury's still out on whether or not it was worth it or not, but I'm having to sign in on all the things and reset things and all that. So anyway, today I'm going to start talking to you about actual prep, like prepping food. So within the next couple of days, you'll have your calories that you're going to be starting with for your fat loss phase. Okay, and whether you're starting it next week on Monday, whether you started it, a few weeks ago or this week, or you're not even planning to work on it until like after the summer, whatever, it doesn't matter. The things that you'll learn this week will help you prepare for fat loss whenever you decide to take it on. Okay. So the worst thing that you can do is to go into whatever day you're starting with no plan on what you're actually going to eat and just hope for the best. Okay, that will only lead to you driving yourself insane and probably not accomplishing much of anything. So think about the same way when you have some sort of savings goal. You want to save up $5,000 for whatever. Then you're likely going to budget, you're going to plan, you're going to think about things before you just spend your money, swipe your card, whatever, because you have a bigger goal. So, same idea with food. We have a goal here, and so we're going to actually think and plan and consider things before we just eat them or figure we kind of know what's going on, whatever. We're going to go into it with a plan, okay? So the first thing that you need to do is look at your week as a whole, okay? So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I love my planner. So I usually at the beginning of every week, will just flip over to like the calendar, like the big monthly view calendar, and I'll look and I'll see what kind of obligations I have that week, family schedule, stuff like that, to see what types of foods, how long am I going to have to prepare food for myself and my people for each day of the week. Do I need, something 30 minutes or less on Tuesday and Thursday because we've got other things going on? Do I need to plan to eat out on Wednesday because we're going straight from here to here and won't have time? Do I need to plan to pack stuff, pack food, pack lunch, because that's going to be the best option? So go in actually looking at what your week actually looks like and plan for the actual week, okay? So then you can start pulling recipes and ideas or foods. You don't have to use recipes. If you are if it's just you or just you and one other person, then you can just eat the food that you enjoy. But if you would like to use recipes, you'll know that I love macro-friendly food. She releases new recipes every month, and they're all kept in an app, super easy to plan your week, build a grocery list, and then the recipes are very, very easy and delicious, and they're all pre-logged into MyFitnessPal. Lily Eats and Tells is another great place for recipes. Who's also pre-logged into MyFitnessPal. She has cookbooks, and then she does have free recipes on her website and probably her Instagram as well. Snap Macros is another one who has wonderful food. So you can I would kind of narrow it down to maybe one of these sources, so that you don't get too overwhelmed with all of the options. And then you're going to be tempted, because you're excited at the beginning, you're going to be tempted to overbuy, buy way too much food, prep way too much food, and then probably have to throw away a good bit of food the first week because you just can't eat all of that food. So what I want you to do is to pick out one breakfast option, one lunch option, and then plan your dinners for your family, whatever y'all need for that week. depending on how many of you there are. I usually cook about four to five, I would say, nights per week. That's just the season that we're in. I have 4 kids. It's very expensive to take them anywhere, so we cook and eat almost all of our food at home. I'm also in a fat loss phase as well. Okay, so you're gonna look at your week, and then you're gonna pick out a breakfast option, a lunch option, and plan your dinners. And then on the weekend, I highly recommend shopping for your groceries. So getting everything that you need for that week over the weekend. And then going ahead and preparing your breakfast and your lunch for the week, okay? You don't have to, you can go ahead and portion it out so that if you've got the fridge space for that and the Tupperware capacity for that, you can go ahead and portion out. Or you can just prep your as you need it. You can just pull it out for breakfast, pull it out for lunch, which is what I generally do, unless I'm actually going to be out of the house. Then I will pre-package it like the night before so that I just have to grab it out of the fridge. So yeah, I do have a few recipes on my Instagram that are kind of go-tos for breakfast and lunch. Right now I'm doing like a scramble in the mornings. Not really a scramble. I roast sweet potatoes over the weekend, like diced sweet potatoes, and then I buy turkey sausage and scramble 2 eggs, and I mix all that together with a little bit of hot sauce, and it is so good. It's so delicious. I have a recipe for a McGriddle bowl on my Instagram, and then I also just love like eggs, sausage, and a bagel, or eggs, fruit, and half a bagel or something like that. I love just really simple breakfast as well. Lily has a wonderful baked oatmeal recipe that I use a lot. It's from her planned cookbook. Elise from Macro Friendly Foods, and forget her name, but OSNAP Macros. They also have lots of breakfast casseroles, sweet and savory. So any of those type things, they're very easy to put together and very easy to pop in the oven and then like cut up into 6 servings, and then you're good to go for the week. So breakfast, lunch, I'm big on chicken salad. Macro Friendly Foods has a great Greek yogurt chicken salad. I hate Greek yogurt, hate it. Do not eat it, but it serves as the mayo in this chicken salad, and you can't tell that it's Greek yogurt. So that is one of my favorites for lunchtime. Also, I like to double recipes that I make for dinner and have those at lunchtime for a few days. And then you could also do like a lower calorie meal. One of my favorite recipes for lunch is Elisa's Macro Friendly Foods egg roll skillet. Super low calorie, and you can make it, you can double it, and it gets better, you know, like the longer it sits. So it's delicious, and that is a go-to of mine during fat loss phases. So look at your week, see what you need. Prep your breakfast over the weekend, prep your lunch over the weekend. I promise if you just do those 2 things, you will be set up so well to have such a solid week. Yeah, I can't emphasize that enough. All right. So after you've got your breakfast prepped, your lunch prepped, your groceries shopped for, then you just have to get home, do your dinner. And one thing that I love that Bailey, my assistant coach Bailey, does this, and it's an excellent idea, and it works so well for her family of 3. So it's her husband, and they have a 2-year-old and one who's almost here. They both work full-time out of the house, and so when they get home, you know, it's that mad dash of get home, figure out dinner, spend some time as a family, and then put the baby to bed, and get ready to do it all over again. So they pick 3 recipes over the weekend, and then they prep the recipes start to finish over the weekend, and they just reheat when they get home. And I think it is genius. I love that idea, and several of our clients have adopted that idea as well. I think it is perfect, especially if you have a smaller family like that. I love it. I love that idea. So that's another one. that might work for you. But the big thing here, go back to the principles that we talked about yesterday. This is going to take practice. It's going to take practice, and so many people do, some sort of meal planning or meal prep for 1 week, and they feel like, oh my word, this was so much work. It is not worth it. I'm not spending this much time every weekend doing this, and then they never do it again. Don't do that. Don't do that. Remember, this is going to take practice. This is going to get easier. You are going to get better at this. You're going to start building like a library of recipes that you can go back to again and again, and building to that. And so choosing recipes is going to become really, really fast. Making your grocery list is going to become much faster. I'm a big Instacart fan. Saves me a ton of time and stress, honestly, for not having to go to the grocery store. Yes, it is more expensive. Yes, I pay for the convenience, but it is well worth it to me. But Instacart will remember the groceries that you've ordered before, so it takes me no time just to pop all of that stuff in my cart and hit submit, and then they come to me. So big Instacart fan. Yeah, those are my big tips. Keep at it. Just pick out one breakfast and one lunch. Don't go overboard on everything. My last tip would be to have something in the freezer, because there will be that night where you have to work late, or a kid's practice goes long, or you just didn't have the 30 minutes that you thought you would have for meal planning or meal prep for dinner that night. It just didn't happen for whatever reason. So for situations like that, it is so nice if you don't have leftovers, or hopefully you'll have some leftovers, or you can grab one of your lunch servings or something like that. But it's so nice to have something in your freezer that is on backup. So Costco comes in clutch for this, but you can also find things at Kroger, Target, whatever you have near you. The Bear chicken nuggets, Bear chicken breast, fillets. Y'all see me eat those all the time. They're always in my freezer. You can just take them out, decide how much you need for a serving. I ate them last night for dinner. When our dinner plans changed, I just ate chicken nuggets, and it was wonderful. I was so happy and met all my goals. The Kevin's meals are another one that I see floating around. I know Costco sells them. I want to say Target sells them as well. I've never tried them because the portions or the packages are smaller. Like they wouldn't feed my whole family. I would need multiple of them. So I have never tried them, but I've heard wonderful things about them. And if it were just you, or you and one or two other people, then you could feed a whole family that way, the Kevin's meals. Another option is a meal service like Herculean meals, and those meals actually, they're just single serve meals that come to you on dry ice that you can keep in your freezer. But these are great if your time is very limited to actually prep food, or if you just don't want to. If you just don't want to do breakfast and lunch, and maybe you have a little bit more financial flexibility and it's worth it to you, then order your food. I have a lot of clients who do this, especially if they're shift workers. So if you're in the medical field and you're working really long hours and you just don't really know like how much food you're going to need or when you're going to have the opportunity to eat, and you certainly don't want to spend like the time you should be sleeping at home like prepping your food. So a meal service like that can also be wonderful. Herculean, I think the gym nurse has a code for that one. But okay, those are my tips today. I hope that they were helpful, and I will be back tomorrow. Hope you're having a nice prep week.